Hello everybody, all my gorgeous souls. Welcome to my channel Aeipathy. Today is a very exciting day and video. It is 2/2 of 22 when I am uploading this. So it is a very, very strong portal activation today, of which this video will be centered around. Very powerful energies in the collective that we're going to be exploring today. And I wanted to put out a video for you that can kind of assist with the embodiment of those energies and help you transition through and make the most use of this sort of amplified energetic time that we're in right now. So we have both the 2/2/22 activation, which is obviously today, and then we'll have 2/2/22/22, which is coming up later in the month, obviously. So between now and then, there are really big energies occurring. Again, huge portal activation for the collective. And, even just right now, today, this is going to be a big energy day, a lot of potential to make use of that. So just like how we say that full moons and certain lunar cycles or astrological events taking place, planetary alignments are important. Of course, we are just coming out of a Mercury retrograde, a Venus retrograde. All of these energies always bring to us, something of significance. So like Venus, for example, is all related to loving energy, and Mercury retrograde, Mercury is all about communication. So it'll have impacts and ramifications or implications related to those energies of whatever it represents. Well, for the number 2, in either numerology, tarot, even just overall spirituality, it represents connection, union, partnership. It also represents things like service. So I just thought that this was going to be a really good day to bring to you a reading where we could utilize and again maximize on those energies for you. If you've been feeling anything big today, a lot of shifting, then you're really, really tuned in and tapped in to source. Because again, anytime that there's a number sequence like this, or a very important planetary shift, alignment, anything along those lines, all of those big events always are going to be significant to the collective as a whole. And I wanted to be sure to bring a reading for you today on this day, sort of encapsulating those energies, preserving the energies surrounding what's going on right now. With that said, even though this video is being recorded on 2/2 of 22, this is a timeless reading. So if for some reason you happen to come across it at a later time when it is not this specific period of time going on, it may even be 2/2 of next year instead. But whatever, what have you, anytime that you're finding it, know that it is timeless and intended for you, and there still could be messages that will resonate and may still speak to you at the time that you are coming across it. So trust that. But otherwise, it's definitely intended for right now, for this 2/2 activation that we are experiencing. And again, I'm just really excited to bring this to you. What we will be asking today is, what do you need to release? And, what can you do to, move forward, heal, and sort of move on from any difficult energies that you may be experiencing right now. Of course, a lot of these readings that I do are very love-centered. We are in the month of love, being February. We also are, again, dealing with that number of partnership and indicative of union energies. And so we'll take a look and see if any of that is relevant and resonates for you as well, if that comes up in the reading. But yeah, it'll be a fun one, I think. I've already had some conversations this morning of people saying that, they're feeling really connected to source today. And it doesn't surprise me, because anytime, again, you have any of these like really significant dates, you will likely feel that. So again, also, this is timeless. If you're finding it at a later date, trust these energies that are present right now during this reading are just the energies that are infused at the time of this actual video, but they could be resonating for you at a later date and time if you've got similar energy that you're drawn to. So that would be why you'd be this reading would be calling to you or crossing paths with you. So trust that. Let's go ahead and get started with your piles. I picked 3 really pretty piles for you today to choose from. We have, for pile 1, the Tarot of the Curious Creatures. That's going to be with the red jasper stone. We have pile 2, which is the Tarot del Tango, and that is with the, again, I'm calling this the caramel crystal because I'm not exactly sure yet what it is. As to remain unidentified for now. And then pile 3 is the Midnight City Tarot with the Lepidolite heart. Go ahead and reflect over each of the piles, whichever one calls to you or whichever crystal you're drawn to most. I will see you over with the deck you chose for your reading. Hi, pile 1. Welcome to your reading. I have for you today the Tarot of Curious Creatures and the Red Jasper that you were drawn to. And happy 2/2 of 22. This is a huge, huge date for portal activation. Every time that we have these significant events, either in spirituality, numerology, astrology, any sort of planetary shifts or alignments, retrogrades, or just these significant, again, numerical dates, there's always usually huge upgrades, huge activations to the collective. And I wanted to really support those energies for you today by bringing you a reading wherein we can discuss what you need to heal. Twos in tarot and in numerology, as well as spirituality, I suppose, are all about partnership, connection, union in some cases, and also about service to others. So I thought, in regards to all of those things, whether it be, you desiring to level up, of course, for yourself, but also so you can attain union with a particular person, or if you just want to be at your best self so you can be in service to others and continue on a personal mission that you have, or if you just want to, again, maximize on these collective 2/2/22 energies currently going on, then this is a reading for you. Or we're going to go ahead and take a look at what you need to be releasing right now, what you need to heal so that you can be your best self. It's a great reading. I haven't actually done it on camera before. I have done something similar, though, in private services, which I do provide. And the information for that is in the description box below for any private services or even self-reading and reading for friends and family. I have definitely done what you need to release because I think that's a huge, huge, it's significant. It's a huge point of contention in terms of what you need to let go of, what blockages you need to face and overcome in order to continue to ascend on your personal life path, your personal journey. So it's actually pretty, I would say, productive to reflect on and consider what you could be releasing on a regular basis, because we always carry baggage and accumulate more as we go through life. And life is all about experiences and joy and, having good feelings, good energy, and also about growth, about expansion. So we want to continue to grow and expand as much as we can. And I think that this reading today will help us to do that. So go ahead and make sure that you are ready to receive the messages that will come out today. Get yourself into a good energetic space. Take a deep breath in and out. Go ahead and select your sign as well. Again, that can be anything, a person, a place, an animal, an object, a name. It can be a number, a specific tarot card. It's really anything that you will resonate with that can help affirm the messages that Spirit brings forth today, that you can take those in as your own. And once you've done that, we will go ahead and get started. So for pile 1, we're going to go ahead and start with the tarot. We'll also, of course, pull oracle cards. We'll get guidance. We'll get all the good details. What do you need to be releasing right now? Let's see what you can be doing to maximize on these 2/2 of 22 portal energies. And what can you be releasing during this portal activation? We have the 10 of Wands. So literally an ending of a cycle of some sort. We have the 2 of Swords, Queen of Pentacles, and the 4 of Swords. Can we see those okay? Let's bring those down a little bit. That should be good. Clarifying. We have the Page of Swords, the King of Cups, the Star, and the 8 of Wands. Interesting. Let's go ahead and take some oracle as well. We have from the Healers of the Earth Oracle deck. Just want to move that up a bit. No Place Like Home. And Tea of Transformation. That may even be a sign for someone I'm hearing, or sort of a nod to them. From the Queen of the Five Elements Oracle, Visioning and Letting Go. And I'm seeing that definitely. First card out. And from the Moonology Manifestation deck, because as part of releasing, we're also trying to manifest. So let's go ahead and get some of these cards. These are wonderful for kind of sharing what we need to be focused on, or what the current energies surrounding us are for releasing. For pile 1, what do they need to be releasing? Full Moon in Gemini, Embrace the Flow of Life. And first quarter moon in Virgo. This comes up so often. Assess the situation. Okay. So hopefully you can see all of the oracle cards in chat, but we'll also discuss them and move them around as we go. So for pile 1, what do you need to be releasing right now? The first thing that I notice again is this 10 of Wands coming out, which is the end of a cycle, and it's also often about burdens and challenges. And look at how these are all humans with animal heads, but we'll just say this person, you know, they're carrying a lot of weight on their back. There's literally, I'm hearing like a monkey on their back, right? So this is the idea of a lot of burdens and challenges being carried, a lot of overwhelm, and yet you continue to carry those with you. This feels like a lot of emotional baggage to me, or if not that, then it's a lot of responsibility. It's either emotional baggage and or responsibility, but either way is just something really heavy that you are in the process of releasing. The cycle hasn't entirely closed out, but it's in the process of doing so. There is some hesitation with this, though. With the Page of Swords is just like a defensiveness or a coldness. It is a discernment card as well, being Swords energy. But for me, because it's a page, because it can represent kind of underdeveloped or immature energies, it just doesn't feel as though you're maybe seeing things entirely clearly with this, or you're approaching it with the right energy. It feels almost like a delay, or like a resistance to fully release. We see that echoed with the Two of Swords as well, and that's clarified by the King of Cups, which can give us some indication of what it is that you may need to be releasing. It does feel to me to be a relationship in this particular pile. So if you're not involved in a connection, this may not be the pile for you. But for those of you that are connected to someone, and again, where there's been a history of maybe a lot of emotional baggage or burdens, maybe an imbalance of energetic exchange between you and this other person, what you need to be releasing is all of that baggage, all of that heaviness, all of that overwhelm associated with this connection. But again, with the Two of Swords, there's a very strong resistance to do so. It's kind of like not making that decision, even though I know that that's what's best. I have, observed enough. I've seen enough. I know where I'm at, and yet I'm holding off on making that choice. The choice being, I think first of all, emotional balance, but also referencing this actual person that you may need to, I'm hearing cut off, or maybe someone who's cut you off, sort of releasing any lingering emotional attachment to this person. Again, this is different from saying that they need to entirely be out of your life, because I don't know that that's the case. But in terms of this, again, heaviness and just this overwhelm, this burdening, the difficulty that is occurring right now within this connection, this cycle needs to close out, pile 1. Tens are always about, endings, completion, cycle changes. And with this presenting, again, this is the idea that this is something that needs to be let go of, and yet it's not exactly happening yet at this point. So, the indecision that you sit in, or the resistance that you sit in, the confusion that you may be having regarding this person is not serving you. You are a very abundant person, and it may not feel that way. That may even completely not resonate with you at the moment that I say this. I'm hearing, what? I'm not, my life is not going well at all, or It could be so much better. But really, it's saying that you have this natural ability to manifest, to have this abundant, sort of grounded, practical, responsible sort of approach to life, that you are, in this really stable, grounded energy, or that you could be once again. There's a lot of hopefulness for that to occur with the star. This is optimism, faith, just this is the hopefulness that I think you have deep down with this person, that right now you're being guided to release all of this baggage with this person, because this needs to be your ultimate goal alone, independently. You, again, are a very responsible person, and I feel like you also are a caretaker. You're somebody who likes to, come to the aid of others. You're a rescuer almost. You are someone who definitely is likely empathic, who is someone who feels a lot for people, who, empathizes a lot, obviously, can feel and sense their emotions, maybe is really good at understanding people and their struggles, but you've taken those burdens on as your own, and you need to release those, because that's not your energy to continue on. And what has evolved from this, I'm hearing, has actually weighed your own energy down, and it's starting to affect your ability to manifest or have success in your material world. And you want to stay in this faithful, hopeful, and optimistic energy of the star. You want to continue to have those dreams and that wish of fulfillment, continued prosperity coming to you. You don't want to, continue on the track with the momentum of these types of energies, because you will not manifest anything good from that vibration. You will continue to manifest. Manifestation happens in both, both sides of the coin, but it's not going to be anything near the level of the Queen of Pentacles. And I'm really seeing strongly that that is potential for you, with the star being the only major arcana card in this entire spread, coming up over that abundant, beautiful Queen of Pentacles energy. And look at this card. This is somebody, again, with a cow's head, and cows are a sign of also prosperity, of fertility. They're a very good luck omen. I know in like India, they're a sacred, blessed animal. This is just somebody who's like super content, super happy, super abundant. They've got all of these pentacles surrounding them, that one pentacle that she's holding, so dear to her. So this just gives me the idea of like a peaceful, content, happy, abundant energy, somebody who is truly divinely blessed, and who has the ability to continue to move forward in that same energy, as long as they release and let go of a lot of, either toxicity, drama, or just low vibrational energy associated with a particular person. For some of you, this may not be a romantic connection. It could be a boss. It could be a family member, a relative, anybody that is sort of bogging down your energy, or placing too much burden on you, too much responsibility on your shoulders, of maybe weight that you don't need to personally bear. We also have the Four of Swords here, which is a card of rest, of recuperation, of respite. It's reflection, but it's clarified by a very polar opposite energy with the Eight of Wands, which is fast movement, swift energy. So kind of what it's saying for me is time to step out of this, very reserved, held back, withdrawn energy that you've been in. Sloths is what's depicted here in this Four of Swords, and sloths are very kind of lazy animals. They're very slow. They're very, they don't move a whole lot. They're just very content to sort of laze around. And this may be an energy that you've been in, or you've been feeling demotivated lately. Again, this is the polar opposite energy to the Eight of Wands, to the Queen of Pentacles, somebody who's abundant, who can manifest whatever they like. It's kind of saying it's time to pick up the pace, come out of this lazy or, stagnant energy that you've been sitting in. There may have been a reason why you needed to be in that Four of Swords energy previously. If you were feeling overwhelmed by somebody or something, the ability to kind of take a step back, reflect, to have that private time, it served you, but now it's time to sort of release that energy and come back into this energy of forward momentum, of, again, manifestation, and of just really visioning your life, envisioning a life, manifesting a life that you want. And that you absolutely can have. But again, it feels like it's difficult for you to let go of something really significant in your current experience in order to allow those shifts to happen, in order for your full dream and vision to come to life. We have letting go. So again, another nod to the fact that there needs to be some type of huge release here. Again, what I'm feeling is in regards to a particular person. And we have assessed the situation, which for me kind of ties back into that Page of Swords energy. So we have, Virgo energy represented here. Virgos are very much perfectionists. They're people who, you know, they want to consider every detail, every angle of the situation. And I think that's something that you have, an energy that you've been in, that you've been considering things from every possible angle. You've tried to figure out a way to resolve this that doesn't involve cutting this person off or moving on from them. And I think that's part of what's kept you stuck, pile one. And what we're needing to tell you here today is, first of all, Gemini, a sign that's just very fun loving, that's eager to get out there and embrace the world. That would be like Eight of Wands to me. This is embrace the flow of life. So you need to flow with what life is presenting to you. And right now it's calling to you to step into your manifestation power, to release anything that doesn't serve you and that doesn't feel good, so that you can truly attract and draw in whatever it is that you want. We have the T of transformation here. For some reason, when this came through, I just felt like this was a sign for somebody. If a certain person is watching this pile, I know that they're a tea drinker, so whenever this card comes up, I kind of, feel like it resonates for them. But anyway, this indicates healing, remedy, and positive change. So healing is indicated here and needed for you, pile one, with regard to all of this difficult, heavy energy. But it says that, the remedy is positive change. That's indicated as well in this card of transformation. And that can also be represented here with Eight of Wands, which again is like that fast forward momentum, that movement on, the swift, sudden changes. Kind of a lesser extent than the Tower, and perhaps not as difficult or challenging. The Eight of Wands is usually just a really nice pickup of energy. And of course, you've got the Star as well, which is another hope of healing. We also have No Place Like Home. And this card says the comforts of home, family, and leisure. So what I'm actually getting with this card is that there's some practical matters, again, related back to this Queen of Pentacles, that you need to be attending to. You could be a spouse. That's definitely something that can be represented in the Queen of Pentacles. A spouse, a wife, a mother, a lot of responsibility. You could be a business owner even. You're very well adjusted in the material world, and there may be some matters related to home or work, or something related with your foundational bases that is in need of more of your attention versus a romantic connection at this time. I know that's probably not what you want to hear, that you need to let go of a person and release that. But right now the energies are really calling for that. And it may seem counterintuitive or counterproductive to release somebody during an activation, a portal time in energy where it's about partnership and union. But in fact, that's exactly what needs to happen, because this is going to allow for that energy to shift and change. Again, for there to be transformation through letting go that allows something even better to manifest, either with this person or in general. So what else do we need to know for pile one? What else do they need to release and let go of? What else can you tell us about this situation? We have the Fool, the Knight of Swords, the Knight of Pentacles, so a lot of movement indicated here, and we have the Lovers. So again, about a decision that you haven't yet made, or you are very resistant and hesitant to make. We have the Three of Pentacles coming out with the High Priestess as well. So again, I think this is tuning in, number two here, interesting. Tuning into your higher senses, into source, your inner being, your intuition, your intuitive body that tells you, what the right direction is to go in. The decision is more to collaborate in the community. It's more to focus on work, focus on material affairs. It's not about loving energy right now, of trying to continue to make something work with a certain person where it's just simply not. And again, if this relates to somebody where it's not a romantic connection, again, it's just calling for you to get yourself out there and to connect and to collaborate with others, instead of just kind of keeping yourself closed off and associated with this particular energy of this one individual that's weighing you down. We have the Fool that actually shows the dog taking a leap of faith, and we have the Eight of Swords clarifying. So you're really resistant and hesitant to take that leap, to actually jump off that ledge. That scared me. If you heard that, that was just a truck that beeped or something outside. And I've lived in this house for almost 12 years. There's a lot of traffic here. I live on a busy street right near a hospital. in a city, but I've never had that happen. So that's interesting. That definitely is affirming what I'm saying, I guess, from spirit, that, you know, there's a very strong urge here to take that leap of faith and to jump off of this ledge like this dog has done. You know, there's a a red feather indicated here, which, you know, red is the color of our root chakra. It's about, you know, and of course we have the red jasper here. It's all about our safety, our security, again, our practical affairs, our home life, our work, our business, you know, having that secure foundation in place. So, you know, with this red feather being there, I think it's just a nod to say, like, you know, spirit has your back, you're safe, you're secure, everything will be fine if you take this leap. And yet, you know, you hold yourself back. You know, there's so much red shoes, red kind of petticoat under her dress, red, you know, blindfold situated there. So again, this is just almost like blind to seeing how by moving forward, it's actually going to increase your security tenfold. In fact, I feel like you were at once a more functional, even more functional or more stable person, or more abundant perhaps. Maybe you had more money coming in at one time, or you had more freedom, more flexibility, just, you know, more peace and tranquility, which I also feel is represented in the Tea of Transformation card, healing. Once again, I think there was a time when you had more of that, and then this situation's kind of brought you down. Now you're a little bit hesitant, gun shy. You don't want to take that leap. You don't want to, you know, go forward. But it's very much, you know, urging you, Knight of Swords and Knight of Pentacles, even if you have to go slowly. The truth of the matter is it's time to start that momentum going in the opposite direction from where you've been. It's time to charge forward. And really, you know, start making some plans. The Three of Wands here, again, even if it has to be slow, even if it's methodical. What's wonderful about the Knight of Pentacles is that even though all of the knights are supposed to indicate movement, the Knight of Pentacles is the one knight that actually is usually depicted standing still, not moving. Pentacles are very slow energy, but they also still represent forward progression and progress and improvement. It's just very grounded. It's very secure and stable. So it doesn't have, you know, the quickness of swords, but it has that endurance. It has that sustainability, that resilience, and that, again, grounded security of the pentacle suit. So, you know, the plans that you need to be making, or that you've considered making, even if they take a while to fully materialize, by releasing things that aren't serving you right now with regard to a relationship or a very toxic situation involving a particular individual that you're hesitant to move on from. I also hear that you're hesitant to make plans without them, because there's some level of, you know, it could be codependence or just interdependence here. You may rely on them for some things. They may rely on you, or it may be an emotional attachment. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and clarify. Why is there hesitation on pile one's part to release this situation? Why have they been in a state of indecision about this? Okay, the Fool 2.0 coming up over the Fool. I love this card. This is my favorite card in this deck. Again, the red feather is present there. So the cool thing about this card, the Fool 2.0, Chrisanne, who's the creator of this deck, actually made this card. It's just specific, exclusive to this deck, and it's representative of, again, the Fool energy, which I love, but of doing something that you've done previously. So what this tells me is, you know, there's a need to take a leap of faith to branch out into a new beginning, but it's technically something that you've done once before. And what I'm getting, excuse me, is that it's almost difficult for you to accept that you need to completely start over. There's been a lot built up in this connection or in this situation, again, either love-related, work-related, what have you. And even though that's what calls to you, is to start over, to have this new beginning once again, all of the investment, all of the time, again, Knight of Pentacles also, which could be like a slow progression, a slow movement in one direction. The momentum has been as such as it's been for a long time with this person or this situation, that it's just a little difficult for you to make that final decision. Notice how in the Fool 2.0 card versus the Fool card, the person actually hasn't leapt. You know, there's a little bit of hesitation this time because, again, it's that 2.0. It's something that the person has technically done before. And so there's both a familiarity in that you've accomplished this, you've gone off that ledge before, you've had obvious successes, it's benefited you, but then there's also that insecurity of, okay, I've done this before and it didn't entirely pan out how I wanted. What if that happens again? You know, I just don't know if I want to fully step into that decision. But, you know, what I'm hearing is very much that's what I think is calling to you to do. So So let's go ahead and get some guidance for you, pile 1. Let's see what you need to be aware of with how to release this energy, how you can move forward during this 2-2 portal. What advice do you have for pile 1? 5 of Cups, the 9 of Wands, Temperance, and the 5 of Swords. There's a lot of 5s indicated here. So there's a lot of energy of, struggle again, challenge, relating even back to that burden of the 10 of Wands. There's, grief, there's disappointment, there's loss represented here. But this is almost saying to step out of that energy of grieving something that needs to be let go of and stand in your power, have this more predatory energy almost, this really empowered feline in this 9 of Wands. This is somebody who's not giving up. They're not going to sit here and just lay down and die. They're going to fight their way through it to achieve that balance again. Temperance sees the same again, another feline in this completely balanced, peaceful energy. That's beside either of these 5s, which are both, very difficult energy cards, but it's saying that with your resilience, you can achieve that balance again. It's coming up right over that Queen of Pentacles energy as well. So it seems to me that everything is kind of tied to releasing a particular situation that's difficult for you currently. And that's going to look differently for everyone. So take that how it resonates in whatever way that relates to your personal situation. But upon releasing that particular person, whatever that person is to you in your life right now, it's going to really open up the energy big for you, pile 1. We have intangible. It's card 0, also full energy. And dashing through the snow. So I think this is what you're afraid of, is minor setbacks, delays, and roadblocks. You may perceive that those are some challenges or obstacles that you actually have that prevent you from releasing. For what I'm hearing is it's more your emotional sense or emotional awareness to the situation. We have the intangible, indeterminate, formless, and unknowable. So again, it's more this idea of this Fool energy. I don't know. I don't have a clear path forward, and not trusting enough, not heeding intuition, leaning into source energy to provide for you and to support you, and just trusting that everything is going to work out as it's meant to. You're wanting to know every detail and step of the way. And that's why you're in this state of indecision with that 2 of Swords. That's why you're not coming out of it and making the decision you need to. All it's doing is holding you up. We have Nourish. Yeah, it's time to take care of yourself, pile 1. It's not about always bailing everyone else out, supporting others even when it's a burden to self. We also have Unfurling, which is just a card of kind of opening back up again. That's giving me that 4 of Swords energy, which was clarified by that 8 of Wands. So that's like coming back to life from a sleep or a hibernation. It's time to step back out there and kind of take charge of your life. Step into this 9 of Wands energy, which in this case is definitely not a wounded warrior vibe to me. This is like a I'm ready for anything kind of a thing. That's that energy, that vibe for me. And finally, from the Moonology manifestation deck, we have more Virgo energy. Last quarter moon in Virgo, attend to the details. So, assess the situation and then kind of take action, pile 1. And then we have Taurus, earth energy. So again, more of that Queen of Pentacles coming through. First quarter moon in Taurus, release control. So releasing control is also another thing that needs to obviously be released. Releasing that burden, releasing the need to be so invested in situations where you don't have the control. You're not manifesting anything from a good place. Nothing is moving. It's stagnating. It's caused you to be very reserved. You're held back. And you need to step into this momentum of forward motion, of progression. There's a lot of good indicators here, pile 1, with Temperance, with Queen of Pentacles, even the High Priestess. I think these are all really great omens from source that say, you have the ability to really get back into manifestation mode, being a deliberate creator big time. And what it comes down to is just sort of releasing a person, a situation that is not healthy for you, regardless of if you don't understand or know, the way forward yet. You need to trust. You need to dash forward despite any perceived setbacks. You need to stop holding yourself back, pile 1, and release that control. You don't need to know all of the details. Attend to the details that you are aware of, but also know that everything else is going to work out regardless. You don't need to have every step mapped out. And it's still going to, work in your favor. So pile one, I really hope that this has been of help to you, that this reading has provided you with a lot of clarity and insight into what you need to be releasing. I kind of have a feeling that you were aware of what this may have been, this energy of this, that King of Cups energy that came through that person or situation involving definitely an emotional component of some sort, but definitely a lot of burden, overwhelm that just needs to be let go of, reflect on that, take some time to sit with that energy of uncomfortableness. I know it's difficult for you to accept. There's a lot of loss and sadness and pain associated with that energy, as I see, but it's time to nourish yourself. It's time to come back alive, to make your plans independently, to lean on intuition and know sources got your back, and that you can release the reins because everything is going to align perfectly. That's the divine plan. So I hope I've given you some good indications on where you can get started, some good, a good roadmap, if you will, according to source, on what you can be working towards releasing so that you can take full advantage of this 2-2 portal activation. Happy 2-2, of course, and I again hope that this reading has been enjoyable to you and has served you well and will continue to do so at whatever time you're finding it. I hope that if you have enjoyed the reading, that you go ahead and continue to engage with my channel, like, share, subscribe, or even comment, share your story with me. I love all of that. It not only helps me feel encouraged to bring more content to you, which I try to do as frequently as possible, but it also allows all of my content that is out there to be seen by more viewers. So it's very appreciative. Any energetic exchange that you give to interact with my channel in exchange for these readings. So I am wishing you so much love, joy, abundance, healing energy for you, which came through pile one during this 2-2 portal activation. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Once again, I hope to see you in a future reading. And until next time, take. Hi, pile two. Welcome to your reading and happy 2-2 portal as well today. You chose this, what I'm calling the caramel crystal, because I'm not exactly sure what it is still. And you also were drawn to this beautiful deck that I haven't used since my first video here on my channel. This is the Tarot del Tango. And that was a wild ride. I feel like even though it's only been, oh my goodness, I think it's actually going to be a month tomorrow that I've been up and running on my channel. Even though it's been that short a length of time, I've created enough videos now, enough content, that I actually feel like I've improved quite a bit from that first video. This deck is very interesting, the suits that they chose, and yeah, that was just it was a lot of fun getting adjusted to this deck on camera, because I thought I was very familiar with it. I hadn't used it though in a minute, and turns out I wasn't as comfortable with it as I thought, and it just again proved for a fun time on camera during the reading. Well, we're going to have better luck with it this time. Today is the 2-2-22 portal activation. Again, in numerology, spirituality, and in tarot, of course, as I mentioned in my intro, number twos are relative to the energy of partnership, of union, connection, even of service to others. So, I thought with this really powerful energy today of big shifts and upgrades that could be occurring for the collective, I wanted to bring to you all a reading that would help support you through these energies and help you to identify what we're asking today, which is, what do you need to be releasing and moving forward from in order to make the most use of, first of all, this portal activation, and to just be on your highest path in life, right? That's always of benefit to us to know what we need to release and heal from, so that we can best move forward. So that is my goal today. Pile one went great. I'm sure pile two will as well. Go ahead and take just a moment to center yourself, get in receiving mode so that you are ready to receive whatever messages come through today for you from source. Know that you need to be in the best place possible to receive a reading. That's the way that you're going to take in the messages as intended from source. So you want to be in the good, in the best energetic space possible, in a really, really good headspace, mindset, balanced in your energies, so that you can enjoy the reading. Whether it's a personal reading, which I do provide, obviously, as well as these YouTube videos, or if you're watching another reader's videos, just ensure that you're in the proper energy to receive those insights. So again, center yourself, indicate to source, to spirit, that you are ready for those insights to come through, to intake those messages. Once you've done that, also go ahead and select a sign. It can be absolutely anything: a person, a place, a name, an object, a number sequence, or even a tarot card in particular. So whatever will resonate for you and affirm for you when you see it, whatever's significant to you most, that you can take in to know that the reading is for you. You can receive in those messages as true for you. And once you've gone ahead and done that, we'll go ahead and get started. I'm excited to see what is coming through for pile 2. Pile 1 went very well. These readings are not love focused today. That's primarily the pick a card readings that I do, but all of my readings are high vibrational and meant to support the collective in healing, in personal growth and expansion, in your ascension process. And doing, big readings like this during high energy times is significant for me, because it helps just to, I think, realign the energy of the collective. So even though the reading wasn't intended to be love focused, that is what came out kind of in pile 1. So we'll see what happens for you all today for pile 2. But just know that whatever comes through is just some guidance from source and what you can be releasing to best move forward during this time of portal activation for 2/2/22. And even if you are finding this video at another time, this reading, even though it is being created at a specific time and being referenced in the video, we're just, capturing the energies that are present and prevalent right now, that are heavy in the collective at the time of this reading, and making the most use of them for the purpose of healing and ascension and growth. But, if you find this at another time, it is still timeless. It is still intended for you whenever you are finding it, and you can still, the messages can still resonate. You still could have things that you're needing to heal from that you may come across through this reading. So trust, if you found it at any time, that it's meant for you. So pile 2, let's go ahead and see, what are you in need of releasing during this 2/2 portal activation? First card out, the Moon. We have the King of Pentacles. This is the 8 of Cups and the 6 of Cups. Clarifying these energies, we have Justice, the 4 of Wands, another King of Cups. King of Cups also came out and was prevalent in pile 1. And we have the 5 of Wands. Let's go ahead and scoot this up a little bit. We're going to take some oracle cards first from the Healers of the Earth Oracle deck. Another Moon coming out for you, Bird's Eye View. Tea of Transformation. This came out in pile 1 also. Interesting. From the Queen of the 5 Elements Oracle deck, Riverbanks and Boundaries. And from the Moonology Manifestation deck, because anytime we're talking about releasing, we're also hoping to manifest. And we want to manifest in a good energy. So I love using these cards to assist with that. What does pile 1 need to release? And what energy are they sitting in right now during this portal activation? Full Moon in Libra. Find a balance. And last quarter Moon in Aries. Work through your feelings. Okay. So pile 2, what do you need to release? I can first of all sense and see in the cards here that you are very much in your feelings right now, we have the moon coming out, which is, can talk of illusions. It can talk of things hidden and not seen. It is representative, obviously, of intuition and also of our emotional body, our emotional selves. We also have, of course, the King of Cups coming out, and a lot of Cups energy in the main spread also. We have lots of water present here, and then we have the card Work Through Your Feelings, which is interesting for it to be an Aries card, a fire sign, obviously. So you could be a fire sign, or just obviously embodying a lot of those energies in your current energy, those elementals of fire, which is like passion and drive and inspiration. But sometimes it's like very much in that assertive energy that perhaps there's a need to slow down and take stock of what feelings you've been experiencing lately, and have a more, when I think of cups, I think of like a softer approach, a little bit more emotionally balanced, obviously, with the King of Cups here indicated. Just something that's a little bit more gentle. That's what I'm getting with the moon energy. So clarified by the Justice card, which is a card of balance, obviously, I'm hearing that there is a need for emotional balance within you. So we'll get some more cards in a bit to see what exactly may have gone on that has resulted in you being emotionally imbalanced. But, to work through your feelings, be in that more, the combination of emotional energy, but that take charge, kind of inspired, divinely guided, driven energy of Aries, of fire signs, tells me that there's a need for there to be a balance, a more, a little bit more alignment and more balance, and there needs to be more emotional regulation. Aries can also tend to be a bit stubborn or a little bit explosive, and so I'm hearing that they're just, with the moon here coming out for me, this is like the idea of emotional turbulence is what I'm feeling. In fact, let me take a look at this card. I have no idea what this is, and it's very hard to see. I don't know if I'll even be able to focus for you to show you. There's something in the water there, and this water doesn't look like the most calm for me for some reason. So again, it just gives me the idea of like someone either drowning or someone struggling, emotional turbulence, imbalance, kind of mood swings, upsets. There needs to be balance restored to your emotional self pile too. With the King of Wands, or excuse me, the King of Pentacles clarified by the Four of Wands, this is giving reference to me of some type of a relationship or foundational connection. However, this also could relate for some people as just your practical stability. I'm going to go ahead and clarify because I'm a big clarifier, and that's what I like to do. Full moon, find a balance. Full moon in Libra, find a balance. So again, we had Libra energy come out twice with this Justice card and the full moon in Libra. So finding a balance, yeah, with that moon also situated like very prominently in this card. You may even be a water sign. I'm a Cancer. Sometimes, we're ruled by the moon. Sometimes we have a tendency to be over emotional or not the most emotionally balanced, reactive, I would say. And that's definitely coming through to me as well with this moon in Justice. So regardless, yeah, it's just really important to be finding a balance, to be firmly, sure-footed and rooted, grounded and solid in your energy, as this King of Pentacles is. And the Four of Wands also further sort of exemplifies the idea of foundations, of groundedness, of security, stability. It is like the happy home, happy family card. What is this row talking about with this King of Pentacles? We have the King of Wands. And we have the the Nine of Cups. You know what? This is coming through to me really interestingly. What I'm seeing this as is polar opposites once again. The grounded earth energy of stability with the King of Pentacles, and then this more fiery, again, this could be an Aries here that you're dealing with, or you are. This King of Wands is that more passionate, and it can be impulsive, it can be explosive. There just seems to be a polar opposite energy going on for you currently, in which, you are at times more balanced and stable, and other times there's more of, again, this like highly charged emotional sort of an energy that you're embodying that isn't the most always either practical or reasonable. I'm hearing you've been pretty self-serving lately, so this may be a bit of selfishness. This may be just very self-focused, to varying degrees. I know these messages are coming through a little harsh, but I think these are really important things that you need to be aware of, pile 2. So if you have been kind of only focused very narrowly, tunnel vision on your own needs and wants, kind of disregarding others, or being very emotionally, again, charged or imbalanced in some way, kind of all over the place, this is a call to you that you need to start releasing a lot of those imbalances that you have within. All of your energy presently is in need of equilibrium. So there's a lot of upset in kind of the emotional scale of your emotional guidance system, of your sort of priorities in the practical sense, or as they may relate emotionally to others. Again, this is a Cups card coming through. We also have what is the Eight of Cups, which is a card of like a self-focused journey, travel, an inward journey. Usually it's definitely about movement, about some type of either physical or internal transformation and movement forward or travel. It's clarified by the King of Cups. And again, I reference that being an emotional energy that's balanced and stable. So when we have, in the suit of each, or the sequence of each suit cards, I'm not saying this right. Okay, within each element within the tarot, we have all of the different, court cards and pip cards and things like that, that equates to the tarot system. And when we have the court cards, everything from a page on up to the king is going to be representative of not only perhaps a person, but qualities of a person. And so when you get all the way to the level of the king in any suit, that's going to be the best embodiment, the most balanced embodiment of whatever particular elementals are embodied also in that suit. So with cups, it's emotional balance, and the king is going to represent the most emotionally balanced and kind of stable figure that there can be. This is taking an inward journey, kind of needing to look within to balance out your own emotions. I'm not seeing anything come through for a connection here. Maybe for some of you this may relate, but this really feels to be pretty self-focused. We have 9 here, which is indicative of, independent energy, solitude. Even the 8 of Cups is an independent journey. We have the 6 of Cups also coming out, clarified by the 5 of Wands. And this is a really clear message that there's obviously something in your past. I even think it relates back as far as childhood, in which there was a lot of struggle, turmoil, challenge. There was just, it was difficult for you. And I think that's where a lot of this emotional disruption or emotional discord, misalignment, disharmony came from. And you've carried it with you even to this day. Obviously, I'm assuming you're an adult, and however age you are chronologically, it just seems like for your soul's evolution thus far, this journey that you're on right now, and where you are on your path, that there's been just a lot that's come through for you, and it's been really heavy. We have, first of all, bird's eye view. Seeing the big picture, a higher perspective. So again, more reference to moon energy, to intuition, to tapping into emotions. We have the T of transformation, healing, remedy, and positive change. So this comes through to me as, once again, kind of tapping in and knowing intuitively that there is a need for greater balance here, especially where it comes to emotions. And that there's also a need for healing, that there's, transformation that needs to be undergone, probably for the majority of your life, related back to, again, some type of past hurt or struggles and challenges, and something that's been very difficult for you to process through. Seeing the bigger picture in a higher perspective. I actually think that you're very spiritually evolved, pile 2. I think that you are someone who, I'm sensing shame coming through for you about maybe more recent interactions or behaviors that you've been exhibiting. Maybe there's been a lot of anxiety for you, or some actual mental illness that's come out, or maybe just, again, you've been all over the place due to life circumstances. It's been challenging for you to manage. But I think overall, you're a very stable person. You've always been someone who's been able to overcome your obstacles from the past, or push those aside and continue on, and be this really practical, stable, grounded figure like the King of Pentacles. And yet in recent time, there's definitely been some upsets and things that have thrown you off balance, thrown you off course, and has made it a little more difficult for you to flow. We have the Riverbanks card with boundaries. So boundaries to me, of course, is going to be, it's coming through to me as a trauma response or a defense mechanism. Boundaries are never a bad thing. I just want to provide that disclaimer. So anytime that we put, something in place that we say, anytime that we put in guidelines for how others need to treat us, these energetic expectations or what is allowable or disallowable to us, that's never a bad thing. That's actually indicative of self-love. But if we take that to the extreme, or if we, come into such a state of boundary that we're isolating, or we're purely self-serving and we're not considering the emotions of others, we're not operating from a highly aligned place either, a high vibrational or aligned state of being. So we're actually in distorted energy, which is often a trauma response. And again, that's indicated here with some type of, challenge or difficulty and drama in your past. Riverbanks is a card about just flowing with life as it presents. And I think that's been very difficult for you lately. But in some other instances, it's also been the only way that you can manage all of what I'm hearing is the chaos around you. There's been something recent that feels to have really uprooted you or disrupted your state of mind and your peace, your emotions specifically. And it's almost like it's difficult at times for you to flow with things. You stay in a very, with this King of Wands, like a very assertive, aggressive energy, very go-getter-like. And at other times, you're just a complete emotional mess. It's like you're flowing with it, but you are overflowing. So there's just, again, this need for sort of a more moderated approach to addressing your interactions with others, how you're managing your emotional self. Let's go ahead and take a look actually of what may have happened in the past, or what could be going on. First of all, what does this past Six of Cups relate to in the past for pile 2? Ace of Wands and 5, 6, 7, 8 of Wands. Okay. Well, definitely something, an event of some sort. What else? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 of Pentacles. This is feeling to me like your foundation, like your security, like you're in childhood even. Maybe things not working out the way that you always wanted them to, never having that life with the Fool here that you were hoping for, and it just being, like I said, a struggle, a challenge, but something specific in your past related to either something that you were waiting for, never came to be, or ended up, sort of collapsing on itself, never fully materializing and manifesting how it needed to be for others. I'm just feeling like the Eight of Wands could even be, we have Ace of Pentacles and we have the Seven of Swords. It can even be some type of betrayal, pain. So there's something really prominent in the past, and it could be many years back, childhood. It could be in a past relationship. Depends on the person. Obviously, that's going to vary for each of you. But whatever that is, that's what's needing to be healed from. That's what you need to finally release. Take this opportunity and these messages, even though I know they may be difficult for you, take these in and just sit with them for a minute. You have a bird's eye view. You have the bigger picture in mind. You know what you need to release and heal, pile 2. I actually think you're very clear on this. And this is probably, I can imagine that this is a very deep reading that may be affecting you and triggering you to a point. But at the same time, isn't it so affirming, for clarity purposes, when spirit can come through and just gently give nod to the fact that, yes, we've actually, what we've been feeling or thinking or getting signs of, this is just another way that they can communicate for you that you're on the right path and knowing what needs to be resolved. What Spirit, what recently happened for pile 2 that really upset them emotionally? That's created a lot of shifting in their emotional balance. So the wheel, literal shift. The Six of Wands and the Four of Cups. And the Five of Pentacles. So this could have been a job loss. This could have been the breakdown of something, the loss of something. There was definitely a divine shift that occurred. Please trust, pile 2. I trust, if you knew me in your personal life, my personal life, you would realize, as is true for anyone, that, any person, but especially a lot of the people that end up becoming, embracing their gifts, I should say, to become light workers and to help heal the collective, have really gone through a lot of stuff in their own life. So I can speak as an authority from personal experience. A lot of shit has happened to me in my life. I've come through all of it. I have been in this energy myself. I'm, more aligned my energy now. I'm healing. I'm growing from it. You can absolutely do this too. But I have had a lot of shifts take place in my life where I'm like, what the fuck? Why did this happen to me? And it was always working out in my favor. I mean, I had to just learn to trust and flow with that energy. Again, riverbanks. There's something very divine about all of these interventions, these recent sort of upheavals or shifts that have taken place for you, pile 2. As difficult as it is to trust, you have to just have faith that every seeming failure or turn of events that didn't immediately work out for you, that it actually did have a divine purpose, and it is pushing you and moving you along on your true path. The universe always has your back and is always working itself out for you, things in your favor. So what we're seeing is that what has happened is there's been some type of divine shift or series of events, in which you perhaps were, again, feeling very successful, very stable. And there's been some sort of a rejection or some sort of a breakdown of that stability and that success that's put you in this now state of lack, of loss, not feeling so empowered. And it's caused you to, quite honestly, just be very unpredictable in your moods and your emotions. I think that there's like a real need for deep healing for you, pile 2. A lot of release of these past hurts, grievances, making amends, I'm hearing, with accepting life as it's presented instead of feeling regretful or bitter over past circumstances and things that have impacted you. It has served you, and you have to get to that place where you see that for what it is. Let's go ahead and just see if there's any more information that you need, pile 2. What else does pile 2 need to know during this portal activation for releasing? What else do they need to know about this? So the Queen of Cups, the Ace of Cups, the Hierophant, and the Five of Swords. So 2 5s coming out, as well as the Hierophant. So a lot of change indicated here, a lot of transformation, higher learning, that you're going to be coming into with the T of Transformation card. Again, giving nod to a lot of changes and shifts occurring for you. You're in a period of really deep connectedness with Source. I'm hearing, pile 2. There's a lot of spiritual enlightenment still to come for you. You're starting to begin to tap into your intuition. But again, your emotional sort of imbalance is upsetting that ability to deeply connect. The Queen of Cups, again, an indication here, or a tie back to Cancerian energy, moon energy. When she's positively aspected, she's extremely intuitive. She has good control over her emotions. She's very caring and considerate and loving. You have the Ace of Cups here, which is just that cup of love, that I'm feeling like that vitality, that emotional happiness and fulfillment for life, that ability to begin again. But right now, that's not the energy yet that you've stepped into, pile 2. In fact, ill-dignified, the Queen of Cups is someone who could be very selfish, even slightly manipulative emotionally, definitely somebody who's not standing in their emotional balance and power, someone who's probably going to be very prone to mood swings and strong, intense emotional shifts. So, as you move through these energies, I know that it feels pretty difficult for you, that it's going to be a struggle for you, to overcome this, because if there's been a real loss, a real rejection, or a real, tangible upset to your material world, especially, that can trigger anybody. I know that that's, difficult to walk away from or to accept, but it does have a higher spiritual purpose for you. And that's the message for you today. You can release these things and no longer carry that burden with you, because you are being transformed. You are being shaped into this beautiful Queen of Cups energy. There's more to learn, but you're all always protected by the divine, by Source, like this spiritual energy flowing here of again, the bigger picture, a higher perspective. Higher perspective and enlightenment is also indicated with the Hierophant. You are growing and learning. You're coming into awareness about what needs to be released. And now it's time to put those plans into practice and start really making your spirituality a priority. I'm hearing again that you're a very spiritually divine being. And you have the capability to move through this cycle and take the information needed. Take the guidance from source. You know what it's like, pile 2? It's like, see this for what it is. See it from a higher perspective than you have been. Trust that it serves you. It's meant to help you grow. It's an opportunity literally for growth and expansion. And that's ultimately what we're here for, is for fulfillment, for expansion, for this life experience. And you don't have to continue to hold on to, the elements of it that are keeping you stuck, that are making you feel emotionally unfulfilled or imbalanced and angry or upset. You can transform out of that energy. So let's go and see what guidance you need to release. What guidance does pile 2 need in order to release these energies, these very difficult energies? What guidance do you have? We have, that's the Knight of Wands, the Nine of Pentacles, the King of Swords. We also have the Queen of Swords and Justice coming out for the second time. Again, from the Pillars of the Earth. This is funny. This funeral card. Oops, where are we? Moderation, sobriety, healthy choices. So it's definitely time to take stock and begin to heal. These two cards to me just both have a similar meaning of making more purposeful choices, having more mindful living. And we have round and round, scatteredness, aimlessness, repetition. From the Queen of the 5 Elements, support, coldness, and from the Moonology Manifestation deck, guidance for pile 2 on releasing. New Moon in Scorpio, go deeper. New Moon in Capricorn, step up and lead. Powerful energies, good guidance coming through for you, pile 2. So first of all, New Moon in Scorpio, which is another water sign, more watery energy, go deeper. To me, this is giving, the go-ahead to dive deeper into these emotional energies, but from the intuitive perspective. Again, stepping into that Queen of Cups energy, that Ace of Cups that also came out and presented for us, getting to the root of the matter of that past pain, that deep pain that resides within you from that Six of Cups energy that we saw, where there was a lot of struggle or challenge and difficulty in your past. It's time to step up and lead with this earth energy. It's time to get back into that King of Pentacles energy. I know that you're feeling very disempowered right now. You've had a real loss or series of upsets and rejections or failures in life that have made you feel this way. And I know that it's easy to feel very victimized and very justified in being in this poor, lower vibrational energy, this coldness, again, with boundaries. That's what happens, when life has kind of hit you hard. But again, it's understanding and seeing things from a different perspective, the King of Swords. So the King and Queen of Swords is just having a more well-rounded perspective, a more balanced perspective and approach, viewing things a little more logically when necessary, having a very balanced mind and seeing things less emotionally charged, seeing them for what they are, and just knowing that all of this does serve you and you are always supported by the universe. We actually have the card of support. Going deeper, trusting intuition, and feeling your way through things, but not with reactivity, but with actual emotional intelligence, with that intuitive sense, trusting source, trusting the guidance, is going to help you go deeper and heal and be able to take charge of your life once again. We have the step up and lead, and then we have the Knight of Wands, which is an energy of, charging forward, just no fear, moving out of these difficult energies that you've been in and restoring your sense of balance. We have all of this earthly pentacles energy. I do think that you are somebody who naturally resides in that sort of a state of being, and you've just been kind of thrown off the horse a bit. You've always had struggles in your past. It's kind of like, now is the time where source is giving you this confirmation. It's time to finally resolve those things and heal them once and for all, and close out those cycles and move forward. When I think of funeral, I think of obviously the death card and of something permanently ending, healing occurring, moderation, healthy choices. So, you know, having a better approach to life. Otherwise, you will continue to cycle pile two, and you don't want to manifest more of the same. You know, even though you can tend to feel justified, or it's easy to just get into a woe is me, almost martyr type energy. This isn't going to serve you, because ultimately who it impacts is yourself, your own peace of mind, your own stability, your own ability to manifest. You'll still continue to manifest, but you'll manifest from that very low vibrational energy. The guidance here is to release that. You will attain material, practical, and all around abundance. Once again, that groundedness that you're seeking. That can come for you, pile two. It's just there's a lot of pain, a lot of emotional turmoil, a lot of imbalance that needs to be released first. So pile two, I really hope that this reading has been helpful to you. It's provided you with clarity, confirmation from source on what you need to be healing and releasing right now during this 2-2 activation. Happy 2-2, of course. Hope you enjoyed this reading, that it has served you well. I appreciated giving it, and I love connecting with everyone. I love continuing to bring content to everybody. So if you can, I would so greatly appreciate you liking, sharing, subscribing, or engaging with this channel in any way you see fit. It's a great energy exchange if you've enjoyed the reading today. It allows me to continue to bring content to you, as well as allow other people to become aware of the content, for essentially it to help boost the channel in search results and other things, so that, again, more people can reach these insights and have this same clarity. In the meantime, I am wishing you so much love and abundance, healing energy for you as you work through, you know, all of this difficulty, pile two. I know this was a really heavy reading, but you've got this. I've been there, and I can assure you, you can come out on the other side, and it feels so amazing. Being more aligned and emotionally balanced. It can happen for you. This is probably going to turn out to be the reading that I connect with the most. Again, just because I've had this energy previously in my life. So I feel you, I get you, I empathize. I am sending you so much love and just strength and everything, so that you can move through this energy quickly, and hopefully you're able to do so. I want you to take really, really good care of yourself, and until next time, bye-bye. Hi, pile three. You chose the Lepidolite Heart today and the Midnight City Tarot deck. So first of all, happy 2/2/22 portal. I am recording this video on the day of the portal activation, and I am so excited to share with you these insights that have been coming through during these readings. Piles 1 and 2 both were outstanding. Very different energies, very, I think, cathartic and just helpful in helping get the healing process started. Very clear guidance from source on what needs to be released during this portal activation. So I'm hoping the same for pile 3. We are, of course, asking, what do you need to release and heal from right now? Both during this portal activation and just in general, to you know, best move forward on your highest path of self. So before we go ahead and get started, I'd like you to just center yourself, get yourself in a state of being where you are open to receiving the messages that present today, whatever information and insight comes through from source. You know, you just want to be in the best energetic space possible to receive your reading, whether that's a personal reading, which I do provide as well, or just watching one of my YouTube readings or another reader. You always want to be in that good space, a good energetic place before you receive a reading, so that, you know, you take in the insights as they're intended, the messages come through in the way they need to, and source can most adequately communicate with you. With that said as well, I'd like you to go ahead and also select a sign today. So that can be absolutely anything. It can be a person, a place, a name, a number sequence, a tarot card, an object, absolutely anything that's of significance to you. And it's just another way for Spirit to communicate with you, to help affirm the reading for you and be able to take in the messages that you received today as true for you. So once you've gone ahead and done that, we're going to get started. We have been looking at what needs to be released and be healed. we are starting with the tarot, and then we also pull oracle. We get really in depth with the energy of what is going on for you right now for pile 3. And, you know, as I said with all of the other piles, this is just a really important activation right now. Anytime there's any sort of like planetary, you know, events taking place, anything in the astrology, retrogrades, you know, these number sequencing dates, all of those are just really good opportunities with the big energy that presents for upgrades, activations, which is why I decided and felt guided to bring this reading to you today. So hopefully you make good use of this day. This is a really special day. 2s in tarot and numerology and spirituality and all of those good things reference connection and union, partnerships, of course, even service to others. So I figured why not bring this beautiful reading of healing and releasing to you so that you can, you know, level up and you can either manifest that connection that you've been wanting or heal, you know, something in your past, bring it back around in a better form, or, you know, guide you on your path to serving others. Whatever this 2222 portal is going to mean for you is going to be based upon whatever energy you're sitting in. Take it as it resonates. Release whatever doesn't speak to your soul. Just know it's for someone else. And also, you know, even if you're catching this reading at a different time, even though it's been, you know, created during the time that these energies are flowing, those energies may still be relevant to you at a later time. So it is timeless, and trust that you are finding it whenever you are guided to do so. You can still benefit from the energies that we were utilizing at the time of recording this reading. So for pile 3, pile 3, what does pile 3 need to release, Spirit? What can you show us about what pile 3 needs to release and heal from during this 2-2 activation? We have the 2 of Swords that came out in pile 1, I believe. Is that where we need it to be? Yes. We have the 7 of Pentacles, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Page of Wands. Clarifying these energies, the 6 of Pentacles, the Moon, also prominently featured, that was in pile 2. Justice, also in pile 2. These are big energies. And the 3 of Wands for you. I don't know how we kind of got a little turned around here with the camera, so I apologize. While I just adjust that slightly. That's good enough. We're also going to take some oracle. So from the Healers of the Earth oracle first, what does pile 3 need to release? Smooth sailing and commit to a path, one of my favorite cards in this deck. And from the Queen of the 5 Elements oracle, Visioning also came out in pile 1. There we go. And Golden Nuggets. And lastly, from the Moonology Manifestation deck, because of course we are talking about releasing and healing, and that allows to make way in the energy for manifestation. So why not consult the manifestation deck, right? Full moon in Scorpio, breathe through the tension. Pile 3, new moon in Aquarius, open up to change. So pile 3, what do you need to release? Is everything in shot? I believe it is, actually. Real nice. Okay, exciting. So pile 3, what do you need to release? First of all, I'm seeing a lot of stagnant energy here and also indications of movement. So a need for movement, a need to release some sort of stuckness or, again, stagnation. You know, it feels like a confused or sort of unclear energy on the path or the way forward, how you can best attain your fulfillment, your personal fulfillment in your life. You know, this first card that kind of brought the insights through for me was this new moon in Aquarius, open up to change. So Aquarian energy is, first of all, very eccentric, very electrifying. It's different. They're kind of like the oddballs of the zodiac. I can say that I have an Aquarian, several in my life, and my son is one as well. But when I see that card come up, the Aquarius energy presenting here, open up to change, I just feel like that means it's time to shake things up. It's time to sort of get out of the rut that you've been in. You've been feeling a little stuck with this Two of Swords energy. The Six of Pentacles is kind of like, where are you giving your energy and your time to? So with this, shadowy figure here, Six of Pentacles energy, he's playing the guitar and he's receiving, money, also balance indicated in the background there with the scales. This makes me think of either a hobby or work project or an endeavor of some sort that you may want to be taking on or considering taking on. But, as of now, you don't know exactly what that is. What does that look like for you personally? What can you do to just reach a level of more emotional fulfillment? How can you continue to grow and expand? Seven of Pentacles is about investment. It is about slow progression, sort of waiting to have seeds that have been sown previously come to fruition. It's clarified by the moon, which is a strong energy of intuition, of emotional balance, of, things maybe not fully revealed to you, or again, there's just like an element here that I'm getting of slowness, of things just still in the works, but at a level that maybe not as perceivable to you. And you're really heavily leaning on intuition right now to guide you into your, again, next endeavor or next project to invest in, because you've done a lot of investment. I think you've gotten returns on that, but I think that there's more to come. You're feeling the call now to take a further step forward, to come out of some sort of stagnation or, again, confusion, indecision, opening yourself up to change and having that new beginning. With justice, this could be, are you getting a divorce? Are you wanting to maybe pursue a legal career? This could mean so many different things for everybody, but the idea of an Ace of Pentacles energy clarified by justice, to me, just at the very least references attaining a new level of sort of like emotional, mental, material, just all around real world abundance in a very balanced kind of righteous way. So I think that things have just felt not entirely right for you lately. Like that there's just, your intuition's been nagging at you. The moon is so prominent in a lot of these cards. And I just really think that in the distance there, even if everything has felt right, there's just been something that's been nagging at you a little bit, something that's a little bit off. And we see here with, this acorn, this tiny acorn in this person's hand, of course, all of this growth referenced always in the background. There's a lot going on in the background of your mind, I think. I think you've been having a lot of thoughts maybe, or a lot of intuitive hits from source, just some kind of, inclinations or inspirations being downloaded for you that are telling you like it's time for something new. It's time for the next step. So what you're needing to be releasing from is just sort of your own limitations or your own complacency in life right now, pile 3. Very different energies in all of the piles. So if this is resonating for you, this is definitely your pile. If not, feel free to check out one of the other two, because they all have something really great to say and they're all very different. But for the pile 3 viewers I'm seeing today, it's just coming out of, again, that period of sort of discontent now as a result of complacency. There's definitely a big urge or a big call for you to, with Page of Wands here, especially in the Three of Wands, start getting inspired again, start making some plans, start, preparing for something bigger. We have visioning and golden nuggets, and I think you are a big dreamer. You're somebody who, often sets goals for yourself and achieves them. You're always sort of, wanting to level up, whether that's in the material world or spiritually or whatever ways, this speaks to you and your energy. It's just somebody who is constantly about improvement and growth and expansion and goal setting, goal achievement. Always, not necessarily dissatisfied with present circumstances. In fact, as I said, you were very content for a while, but it's just like a sudden need to continue growing. Again, with the Seven of Pentacles, it's like there's more here. Like I feel like there's more that needs to come through for you. And we have commit to a path. Keep focused, continue, persistence pays off. So with this, I mean, this is very clear to me. First of all, this is representative of ascension. We have 2 sevens here, the number of divinity. We have all these candles lighting the path for this person. And I really think that this is, again, heeding intuition, heeding sort of those intuitive nods that you're getting, that there is a path that you're on that has more steps, that has, you know, a higher level that you can ascend to. There is more for you. I think you've reached a level of success, or you've, you know, felt, even with smooth sailing here, ease, effortlessness, advancement. I think you've been feeling like things have been going well for a while, but now it's like, okay, I've been on cruise control, or I've been coasting, I've been smooth sailing, and now it's time to really get back on track and start leveling up big time, and start upgrading myself. Breathe through the tension, full moon in Scorpio. So I'm honestly not seeing a lot of tension here. You know, there may be a little bit of stress coming into play about this indecision, maybe some frustration about not knowing which way to move, but you know, it doesn't feel very prominent to me. So with anything, you know, take it how it resonates. But for me, breathe through the tension is just like, make sure that you're staying in a nice balanced place, that you have your head on straight, that you're seeing things clearly, you're staying in tune with intuition, breathing through any real world stress that may be presenting, any indecision, confusion, maybe unwillingness or indecisiveness on how to move forward or what that looks like for you, and just flow with it. Just be open to change however it presents. Sail smoothly with ease into whatever the energy is looking like for you, however it's kind of evolving and changing and shifting for you, because I do think that it's more of just you flowing, you deciding to go with it, and it will take you where it needs to be. It's not so much a lot of doing I'm feeling at this point for you. It's more just allowing life as it presents to guide you gently, for it to call to you, for it to inspire you and activate you. And you know, what better time to feel activated than during a portal activation? So this 2222 portal activation may also have had really strong shifts for you in the energy. You may be feeling it strongly, pile 3. What else do we need to know? The Hierophant, yeah, tuned into source right now, definitely. The 9 of Cups, already in a manifestation where you're getting everything that you want. You're balanced and stable. You know, Queen of Pentacles energy, that came out also, I believe, in pile 1. You are somebody, pile 3, who, you know, is on a good track. Knight of Cups. I just feel like, again, references to water here and sailing or boating. You've gotten a lot of the things that you wanted. You are stable, you are secure, you are enjoying life right now. That's just like leisurely rowing a boat gives me that same energy of like just someone that's just enjoying the ride. But at the same time, it just feels like you really are tapped into the divine, and there's a lot of things that you still want to explore or experience. There's more for you, and I think you're just sort of wondering, like, where am I specifically meant to go right now? What direction do I take? I have a feeling that there's something, but I'm not exactly sure what that is. The release for you is less dramatic, I'm hearing, than the other 2 piles, but it just involves, again, kind of like uprooting yourself, maybe making some changes to your practical side of things, modifying work in some way, maybe taking up a new hobby or interest, just doing something that is going to not only more occupy your actual time, but uplift your energy, make you feel more fulfilled, make you feel like there's more that you're contributing to life, that you're, you know, that you're also utilizing all of the wonderful insights and wisdom that you've gained throughout your journey thus far. You're a really strong manifester, and you really have gotten very far on your own merit, you know, heeding and trusting in source in that relationship. And so now allow that to continue to inspire you and push you forward so that you can be of service. You know, I think of service in regards to this pile is the really strong message. You know, as I said in the beginning, the number 2 in tarot and numerology can reference service to others. So you may even be in a service related field, but yeah, this Fool energy of kind of, they're on a plane, I think, actually. Yeah. Like taking a trip or going on a new adventure, just taking that next step forward or starting something entirely new. We have lots of beginning energy referenced here also. So just trusting source, knowing that source is guiding you because you're ready for that activation. You're ready for that next step. You've learned a lot. It's time to apply that, you know, perhaps bring that to the collective and help, you know, in some sort of a fashion if you feel guided towards supporting others. You're very divinely guided, pile 3, with the Chariot energy, 10 of Wands. Yeah, you've released baggage. You're in a really, really good state right now. Anything that isn't serving you, I think you finally have made the decision, like, I'm walking away from it. This isn't worth my time. You know, I'm staying in this abundant manifester energy, this hopefulness, this faith, this trust in the universe. I'm feeling, you know, guided forward, and I'm not hesitating. I'm going to take that. I don't think you're hesitant, as I said, or resistant to actually this forward momentum, this movement. I just think that there's been confusion on which way to go. Like, what does that look like for you? Yeah, and we have on the bottom of the deck the Hanged Man, the Hanged One. So self-suspension while you kind of figure some things out and sort through kind of things as they're coming through to you right now. I think also tapping into intuition, trying to be really clear and open as an open channel to receive in those insights from spirit as they come through to help guide you. Anything else we need to know for pile 3 and what they need to be releasing? Ooh. 8 of Swords. We had a ton of these fall out, which is too many, so let's go ahead and put them back. 8 of Swords, though, is about, of course, self-restriction or indecision, remaining complacent, remaining stuck. So I don't think you want to be in that stuck place, and I think as soon as you sort of realized it, yeah, it didn't make you feel too great, the 5 of Pentacles, and you decided, you know, there's more that I want with the world, and I can absolutely have it. And I think that you've already taken the steps. You know, you're already being guided and tuning into that guidance from source, and you're feeling it big on what you can do. But I also think that there's a little bit of hesitation or apprehension, we'll say, you know, because you are so secure and stable right now. And of course, anytime that we rock the boat, as it were, and we try something new, there's always that potential to fail or for there to be a loss of some sort, potentially with reference to money, related to money or materialism or something about your practical world is of concern to you. You don't want to suffer any kind of losses that way while continuing to fuel your creativity and your forward expansion. The Knight of Swords, though, you just need to feel guided forward because you are protected. You are in good energy with the Sun. That's the most optimistic, benevolent sign you can get in the tarot. Everything is going to work out. I don't foresee any, you know, major upsets to finances or in your world. It's more just, again, releasing any limiting beliefs or hesitation. I keep saying hesitation. I don't feel like you're too hesitant, but any, you know, kind of lingering doubts, I guess, about really moving forward and just stepping into your power completely. Like, step into the sunlight. You know, you have this solar energy about you, this radiance about you that you just need to take full advantage of. So, you know, that's a wonderful message of releasing, I think, to not, you know that you don't have anything too challenging to work through. Let's go ahead and get some guidance for you, pile 3. Guidance for pile 3 and what else they need to know for releasing and healing during this portal activation. Spirit. 5 of Wands. The 8 of Wands. The 9 of Wands. And the Ace of Swords. Okay. More from the healers of the earth. We have Miracle. Caught in her web. From the Queen of the 5 Elements. We have the Depths. And Coldness. This also came out exactly in this position during the reading and in that spot for pile 2. Different energy, though. And for pile 3, the Moonology Manifestation deck, what else do they need to know? What guidance do you have for them on what they need to release and heal? Last quarter moon in Gemini, clear your mind. Full moon in Virgo, take inspired action. So again, pile 3, being called to shift out of, you know, maybe a thinking phase or, you know, being indecisive, being stagnant, being deeply, firmly rooted energetically, and taking those steps for movement and momentum. You're feeling it. It's time to just flow with it. We have more movement indicated here with the 8 of Wands, but you know, the guidance here is that you're being very cautious. The 9 of Wands, you're being cautious. You're focusing a lot in your mental body and thinking things through. I do think that you're a very intuitive person, but right now, especially, you've been kind of sort of as much as you're in your intuitive body, I think there's been a lot of your mental capacities too that you've been relying on heavily. And when it comes to, knowing the divine plan for us, it's never going to be through thought. What seems logical or what makes the most sense, what's the most practical or safe approach, it's going to be honestly what speaks to your soul. We have the Ace of Swords coming up over a little bit farther underneath here, that Four of Pentacles energy. So that idea of like needing to reserve and conserve and preserve something, preserve our security or our material assets, something along those lines that you're really focusing a lot of mental energy on. And it's the guidance is that's causing tension for you. That's causing resistance. It's making you be in this state of indecision. You need to clear your mind, pile 3. Release any resistance, any overthinking that you have, and just flow with the energies as they present. With this Wands energy, you're open, you're not taking that leap yet, but that's indicated here that you're going to, that the shift is going to happen. You're going to feel that momentum and that ability to kind of propel yourself forward, and you can take that inspired action. You can feel guided to do that because you can trust that that's what's right for you. Dive in the depths, don't allow yourself to get stuck in this. When I see coldness, to me, that just relates back to this Swords energy. Again, not being in your intuitive, emotional body and more in your thought process. You need to make sure that all of that stays in balance. I think Justice came through several times here as well. Yep, Justice right here at least, to show you that you need to stay in balance during this shifting. It's never going to steer you wrong. When I saw caught in her web, manipulation, drama, and intrigue, I think this is of yourself. I think that sometimes, again, you psych yourself out. You stay in your head a little bit much, or you think, anxiety or apprehension or something to that effect. There's some element of, self-deception or self-restriction. We also had that Eight of Swords, of course, those limiting beliefs coming through. I think that's the manipulation that you need to release and let go of as well. It's just knowing that you can trust this process fully. You are being guided correctly. What you're feeling is true. It's time to come out of this stagnation, and there's more ahead for you. Believe in miracles. A number 70, which reduces to 7, another divine number. It's destiny, right? Healing, answered prayers, and remission. So it's time, to just take the next step, the next level up. There's going to be big changes, and there's going to be healing there. There's going to be just so much beautiful abundance for you. I think everything that you do right now, your life to me is like feeling touched by gold. And remember, we had golden nuggets even come out for you. So it's like everything in your life is going pretty well. But when I see this miracle card, it makes me think like the healing that happens just through your daily living of enjoying this wonderful life that you're living. You can experience that tenfold by continuing to fully trust, even as the risks and the stakes get higher, I'm hearing, or there's more to lose, or, the investments. Remember, we had seven of Pentacles come out. The investments that can be had, that you could undertake, are a little bit larger and loftier for goals. It's like, even though you're leveling up in those areas of your life, thus energetically will match your energy and be larger and be, more abundant, and there is more potential for loss. You stay out of your mental capacities with that. Don't overthink it. Trust the momentum, trust the guidance from source, release any stagnation, release any hesitation if you have it, limiting beliefs, and just flow with it. Just clear your mind and act solely on inspiration and take that next action. So pile 3, I hope that this reading has been of help to you, provided you with some good clarity and awareness on what you can be releasing, healing from, and actually a little bit of what to expect next for you. I think this has been a wonderful reading for the 2/2/22 activation. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. If you have, I would love for you to engage with my channel. Like, share, subscribe, even comment if you like. It's a wonderful energy exchange for me to see other people enjoying the readings. And it's, again, just a nice way to show your thankfulness for the free content I provide. It also allows other people to become aware of these insights as well. And I want to share these things with as many people as possible. So in the meantime, I hope to see you in a future reading. I'm sending you so much love, joy, and abundance, really positive flowing energy for you with this reading, which was wonderful today. And until next time, take really good care of yourself. Bye-bye, pile 3.